Hello, my diamonds and my Teletubbies. Would you let your child read what I'm about to show you? I want your viewpoint on this. Okay, here we go.
Last name is Chukwu. It means I know God. And I'm glad to say that I do. I'm here today to talk about this book here. My name is John Chukwu, as I stated earlier. It's called It's Perfectly Normal for Students 10 and Up. This book details all kinds of sexual images, pictures of elderly people nude, pictures of an individual who's in a wheelchair with his penis out. All of these sexual pornographic images are made available and placed at the fingertips of children. And I'm sure, Dr. Cruz, I don't know if you knew about this before you signed on, but hopefully this is something that you can address and deal with, because this is immoral and asinine to allow children to be able to see this. Also, this book even shows images of two women having sex, a man and a woman having sex, and two men having sex. That's not perfectly normal. Who decides what's normal? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Or do parents decide what should be placed at the fingertips and allowed to be taught to their children in the school system? I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's vagina becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's penis becomes erect, stiff, and larger.
Pastor.
Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain a few sperm comes out of the tip of the penis and makes it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said? Was it something I said? If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? See, we have perverts that are perverting our kids. And you all sit back smug in your chairs and celebrate diversity, equity, and inclusion, but you don't want me to read it so you can hear it. Why? Does it bother you? Yes or no? You can't answer that question. You want to know why? Because politically speaking, you can't say that it's wrong. You probably are a Christian man, but many Christians today have become more Democrat than Christian. Some Republicans have become more Republican than Christian. I'm not trying to win an election. I don't get my talking points from the RNC or the DNC. I get my talking points from the Bible, from the Bible. And you don't want me to read the filth because it exposes the truth. How dare you tell me to stop reading it? If you don't want to hear it, why should the children have to see it?
Pastor, your time is up. Thank you.
That makes two of us.
Yup, hold up.
Last name is. I'm here today to talk about this book here. My name is John Chukwu, as I stated earlier. It's called It's Perfectly Normal for Students 10 and Up. This book details all kinds of sexual images, pictures of elderly people nude, pictures of an individual who's in a wheelchair with his penis out. All of these sexual pornographic images are made available and placed at the fingertips of children. And I'm sure, Dr. Cruz, I don't know if you knew about this before you signed on, but hopefully this is something that you can address and deal with, because this is immoral and asinine to allow children to be able to see this. Also, this book even shows images of two women having sex, a man and a woman having sex, and two men having sex. That's not perfectly normal.
Let's listen to other people's views.
It's horrifically sick what your kids are learning in school today. There was a book called It's Perfectly Normal that has sold millions of copies. It is the most revolting, disgusting book, and I can't believe society is allowing your kids to see this. Watch as this pastor reads through the textbook at a school board meeting.
This book here, it's called It's Perfectly Normal. I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's becomes erect, stiff, and larger. Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain a few sperm comes out of the tip of the and makes it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said?
Graphic sex acts, complete with illustrations, making the rounds in school libraries and classrooms across the country, leaving parents and communities outraged. One concerned pastor tried to read the book at a school board meeting, but officials asked him to stop. Here's what he had to say about that.
If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? You see, we have perverts that are perverting our kids.
Well, there you have it, my beautiful Teletubby diamonds. How do you feel about that? Do you think that this should be allowed in the schools and in the libraries? Would you let your child read this? So they say, who has the right to say what is normal and what is acceptable? The one who created you, God, Jesus. They have the right to tell us how we should live, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, because considering they are our manufacturer and the one who designed us, let me give you an illustration. If the person who designed a refrigerator, let's say, and on the inside it says, please do not use sharp instrument to remove the ice because you can get electrocuted. Now, if you choose to use a sharp instrument anyway and you get electrocuted, can you blame the manufacturer or the creator or the designer of the refrigerator? Can you blame them? No. Now, the one who designed that refrigerator, they know what's going to cause it to malfunction because they designed it. The same thing with a computer. If they tell you certain things that you should do and not do, and you do it anyway and it malfunctions, can you blame the manufacturer or the designer? No. It's the same thing when it comes to humans. We can't blame our creator, our designer, when things malfunction in our life because we choose not to listen. God have written a letter to his children. It's called the Bible. People could say what they want to. It was written by men. Yeah, it was written by men the same way a secretary will go into her boss's office and she would take dictation. She's writing it. It's written by her. But are those her words? Or are those her boss's words? You see what I'm saying? Now, even though men wrote it, those were not their words, though, baby. Let's just see it. They was taking dictation. So anytime our lives start to fall apart and start to go awry, we can't blame God. We can't blame Jesus, not at all, because we follow the instructions if you want to live the best life that you can possibly live. So when it comes to this man here, he's right. We have perverts who are perverting our children. This is ridiculous. Two men having sex with each other, two women, even showing heterosexual, two people in bed having sex, and you got this in a book for children? Are you serious? And then I was looking at something on Facebook, and it was showing how these children who are being turned into transgenders and how these children are living to regret it. Because you have a lot of the teachers in the school system now who's trying to get you to go with this acceptance, how to make gay children feel good about themselves or what have you. I'm not into treating anyone badly, gay, homosexual, whatever you decide, because I believe in treating you the way Jesus Christ would treat you. I don't know your story. I haven't walked a mile in your shoes, so I'm in no position to judge or condemn anyone. So at the same time, you have these children who are transgender, and now they're crying about it. I'm going to try to pin it so you can click on it and look at this. And they said you have these adults who are encouraging it. You have teachers who are supporting it. And now these children are grown up and they said, nobody told us. They was so busy supporting it and saying it was okay and we understand. And now these children are crying about it. This is ridiculous. So like I said, Would you allow your children to read this? Share your comments with me, please. Twinkle, twinkle, twinkle.